County at this point. Show you a wider view of the radar. It's going to be splash and dash through the evening here. Most places are going to stay dry, but a few areas seeing the heavy rainfall amounts. We'll see some lightning with those storms as well. Here are some rainfall totals for you, and as we zoom into the Oldham County area, you're going to notice right up the I-71 corridor there, upwards of 3 to 4 inches of rain in that orange area. That's not far from the Crestwood area as you work your way up toward Buckner and right off of LaGrange. So some places did have some flash flooding today. That is now receding and subsiding. Good news there. We could see a few more scattered storms before the night is done. We'll preview that Friday night and touchdown Friday night forecast for you coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, we'll join you then, Kevin.
Rains really came down hard, and you'll notice there they are showing up highlighted in that circle up near Prospect up to Crestwood across portions of Oldham County. 3-4 inches of rain led to some minor flash flooding there, and the good news is the rain is pushed out of that area. I'll show you the radar view in just a second, but I know a lot of folks wanting to know, hey, what's the weather going to be like for the football game tonight? It's touchdown Friday night. Of course, all the best sports coverage and only in HD right here on Wave 3 coming your way later on tonight. So here is the forecast. If you're headed out, we're going to be in the low 80s as we go through the early evening hours, falling down into the upper 70s by 9, 10 o'clock, and you can expect just about a 30% chance of a shower early on, and then that rain chance will go down. So all in all, pretty good night to be out enjoying some high school football. The radar view is coming up in a second. We are partly sunny to mostly cloudy downtown. 84 degrees here, as well as Fort Knox. Frankfort at 79. We're actually up a couple of degrees from the last hour. We had some cooling showers downtown. Winds are out of the south. You see the high at 85. That was 1 degree above normal today. And our morning low running 3 degrees above normal as well. Well, the mold count went up. It's moderate today. Pollution remains moderate, and the weed count, as far as the pollen goes, is high. Here we are on the radar view. A few I mean, you really have to look close to see any of the thunderstorms. If you just took a glance at the radar, you'd say, well, it looks pretty dry. But there are places that are seeing some heavy downpours. You see some of those with the lightning strikes over toward the Owensboro area. Let me just zoom into the metro. We'll see if we can find anything showing up. Just had a brief shower moving across portions of Floyd County earlier. That's fading away. Most areas, as I mentioned, will stay dry, but the places that see the rain could see some heavy downpours. Give you a Tropical Storm Danny update, and you're going to notice once again, from Kill Devil's Hills, the clouds increasing. Some of the northern bands already moving onshore there, and the wind's still pretty strong as well. You can see that both by the surf and the flags flying. Wind gusts with Danny now up to 52 miles an hour, keeping it offshore as it moves up the east coast. We'll keep our eyes on that through the weekend. But for us, it's the unsettled weather that we're talking about today. Will give way to a pretty decent weekend for us as high pressure builds in. High pressure back across Iowa will slowly slide in. There's the front. That pushes through, putting an end to our rain by early tomorrow morning. And then on Sunday, as we bring in the cooler, drier air, we'll start to see a partly sunny sky with temperatures only in the 70s. 65 tonight with an isolated shower or thunderstorm this evening. That 30% storm chance tomorrow is early in the day. Most of tomorrow should be dry, partly sunny, 85. Here's the 7-day, partly sunny Sunday, 75. And it looks like we'll be in the low to mid 70s for the first part of next week. Nice little stretch of 70s as we bring the month of August to a close. Here soon. We'll keep you updated on that. In the meantime, you're going to notice the 14-day forecast. We're still holding on to that string of 70s coming our way late in the weekend. Should top out near 80 tomorrow, and then temperatures are going to fall behind that cold front down to 75 on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday will be some cool days in here as well as we bounce back into the low 80s for the first few days of September. Not too bad, huh? Hasn't been that bad of a summer. No extended heat wave in here at least. Matter of fact, we've only had 13 90-degree days. Oh, you'll notice much of the country, at least the western two-thirds, fairly quiet. We've got the East Coast lit up with showers and thunderstorms. Tropical Storm Danny out here in Florida. They've seen rain every day this week. Active severe weather alerts, most of those have faded away. We had a few up into parts of Ohio, but they've gone, so the weather kind of calming down. We do have major airport delays coming out of Minneapolis and Washington, D.C. Chicago reporting moderate delays out of O'Hare. While we have temperatures in the mid-60s there, we pushed into the 70s and 80s here, 90 at Memphis, and the real hot stuff back out to the west under that ridge of high pressure. Talk about the state fair. If you're headed out there this evening, not not bad. There's still a small chance of a shower through the evening hours and about a 20% chance by 9 o'clock. Temperature's going to fall off into the low 70s later on tonight. The 14-day, well, before we get to showed you the 14-day forecast, what I thought was rare is that we only had one 90-degree day out of the whole state fair. So this takes us back to last Thursday. Here we are today at 85, and you can see the weekend forecast at 80 and 75. But hey, that was your state fair weather right there. And we had one day, that was yesterday, where we hit 90 degrees. Always seems like when we have the fair in town, it's scorching hot outside. Well, downpours were around the area today, putting a damper on some folks' plans, I'm sure. 2 to 3 inches of rain and as much as 4 inches of rain in portions of Crestwood. We mentioned that coming out of Air 3. You can see the river streams. They're all out of their banks in places that picked up that high, heavy amount of rain. While we're at 84, matched up with Fort Knox, Frankfort's down to 79. Winds are out of the south at 9 miles an hour, and you can see that high today at 85, 1 degree above the normal of 84. Well, if you're headed out tonight, there's still a small chance for a shower or thunder shower. Most areas will stay dry at 65 for the low. Tomorrow, 80 for the high. That 30% storm chance is in the morning. The front passes by, and it looks good for the balance of the weekend. Mid-70s. We'll stay in the 70s for the first couple of days of next week. So enjoy the evening. Those storms will be hit and miss. A few places seeing the rain, most others staying dry.
It's fall already.
Seems like it, yeah. Thanks, Kev. The man behind one of the